Okay, what is up? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode nine, nine of the series we're titling Journey to Becoming a High Achiever. And I hope everybody is keeping safe, everybody is washing their hands, everybody is using their face masks and everything. So today I have someone coming up today, and this person is tagged the millionaire graphics designer. Right, I've experienced some of his work. I've seen it live. Matter of fact, he was responsible for the branding at the Jack Ma event recently here in Abuja. I would like you to please welcome Ademola Badejo as he joins us shortly. Awesome. Morning, bro. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you today?
Can you hear me?
I hear you clearly. I think let me use my earpiece. Give me 1 minute.
No, I think this is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
Are you sure? Okay, we're good?
Yeah, we're good, actually. We're good. We're good. We're good.
How are
Good
you today,
speaking to
Richard?
you. Awesome. Awesome.
Pleasure
Keeping my
is
hands
fine.
clean and everything.
Yes, so my mask is right over there. I would have
So
used
that I
it,
saw your
but
wife made you.
Corona
You
is
guys,
not
you guys had
transmissible
some
via
homemade.
Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
I said that I have my mask. It's just that Corona is not transferred via Wi-Fi. I
So
would
we're
have
safe.
worn my
We're
mask.
safe. We're safe. We're safe. I noticed. I noticed your wife made some for you guys, and
Yeah.
they
Custom
were
made just
really
for the
nice
family.
looking. Just for the family. Yeah, you were very clear mentioning that. All right. So
Before I start getting called that we need you to supply 1,000. So I said, let me make
and
it clear.
then you supply. Then you supply. All right.
We have another strategy I use to enter into the city.
All
That will
right.
take so much out of the strategy.
Oh, hala. Okay. So let's get right into it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Demola, the millionaire graphics designer, did not wake up this morning and become the millionaire graphic designer. Now,
Okay.
I want you to, all right, tell me about a period before you became the millionaire graphics designer where you were broke. What happened in that period?
Okay, first of all, before I begin, thank you so much, Richard, for offering me your audience, your platform to speak about what I do. I don't take it for granted. I am very grateful for the opportunity. In a world where social is the new normal, this is just like
Yeah.
it's like giving somebody a car gift. So thank you so very much. I'm very grateful for the
Thank you too.
opportunity. Okay, so like you said, okay, I should tell you a story of a time when I was broke.
Yes, I mean,
Or how it all started, or where I have been before. Well, you hear and see today, right? Basically.
yes.
Okay. So let me go back, like way back. As a much younger person, I really liked creating stuff.
Okay.
I really enjoyed drawing with pencils, painting, things that were around the whole creative kind of thing. But, like many of us while growing up, we just felt maybe we just liked, we just had a passion or we just had like talent. So at the time when I was about to going into the university, the pressure then was, you must do engineering, you must do medicine, the big name courses. So I applied for engineering, computer engineering, University of Lagos, but JAMB came in the way, was jammed, scattered the whole plan. So I was home for like the whole year, which is the common thing with a lot of us back then. Then whilst I was at home, I normally used the computer then. I used to use Paint to really do some really nice graphics. So my older brother, saw what I was doing, I was like, that there's a course in a school called FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Accra, where they actually focus on this creative, stuff. And, that was the first time I actually even heard about the word industrial design. Back then, the internet wasn't as available as it is today. So I had to go to a cyber cafe to go and research what industrial design is really all about. And I was like, okay, it has to do with creativity and a bit of engineering. So my engineering dream didn't really die based on that research. And also it gave me an expression for my creative side. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me get to do it. And which surprisingly, will I say miraculously, I got admission that year. In fact, the admission process for me that year was so easy.
Wow.
I did the postjam, I passed, and I just saw it as providence, something beyond me saying that this is the right decision you made. So then after that, did design in school and came out of school. But the challenge then, which is really the crux of where this millionaire GD story actually got birthed, was I was working in an organization and I was doing graphic design.
Okay.
But I always compared what we did in our office with what I saw on the international scene. Kind of like if I see a magazine from maybe, let's say, maybe Vogue magazine or something like GQ, the design is really pen, the pictures are crispy sharp. And I used to ask the guys in my office that why don't we do designs that are this nice? And then my superiors would say, no, it's because they use a special software. Then the software in design wasn't really popular. I'm talking about as far back as 2011. So you see that they use a special software, they do this. But I'm like, why don't we use those special software? Why are we using the software that can give us like global kind of results? And I started doing my research. But I found out in the course of my research, which was I was to do like a kind of not training, but something that could help our graphic department move forward in our office then. So I was doing research and not knowing that the research I was doing for the office would be my gold mine. That is very crucial to this story. I stumbled upon, when I did my research, I stumbled upon something called brand identity design. And I found out like brands like Pepsi, brands like BP, British Petroleum, the logos were done for like 10, like see as much as maybe $1 million. Really, really high price logos. And I'm like, wow. So this kind of value there's this type of people people associate such kind of value to this kind of thing, just really circles and colors, and people are paying, really big money for it. So I made a decision that day, that was 2011, that I'm going to be a brand consultant. That was something I was doing for my office, really, which was with all passion. Like, I want the graphic department to become better. I really want our business here, what we're doing to benchmark the standards, but not knowing that was like my future. And to now the broke part, which is where the real story. So after I learned all that, nothing really changed. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a laptop of my own. I had to be using my company's laptop because after NYC, or rather during NYC, I got a job with an IT company, and I was employed as a graphic designer. So I didn't even have money to buy a laptop. I would use, because they gave me a laptop at the office, so I had ability to take it. Maybe if I had extra work to do, so I would go home with the company's laptop, and I would be doing my research, I would be doing my designs, even for other people. So someone could call me and say, Demola, do you want to? I need a flyer. Then before now, things I used to do were majorly flyer design, logo designs, and come to think about how much did they pay me? Really small money. But then it wasn't small money. In fact, then it was like huge money. I remember the time I got paid 5,000 naira for a logo design. I was over the roof. Like, I was like, wow. I was so excited, even more excited than some much more bigger alerts I've received. I received alerts that are in 8 figures, 7 figures. But the feeling I had for that 5, because it was really like my first, it
Yeah, it
was
was
the
the first one,
first
so the
time
feeling was
someone
different.
said, this thing you are doing, I want to give you money for it. And one of the things that even gives me more excitement is the fact that creativity is something that comes out from my mind and somebody pays for it. That's really incredible. For people who are into construction, you have to go and buy cement, buy block, there is some level of physical exchange that, okay, value for this, physical thing, but creativity is people rewarding you for your mental genius. It's not really about you going somewhere to get something physical to give them and they see. No, it's really them investing in your mind. Very critical for any creative person. Invest in your mind. But we'll talk about that. So back to the broke days. So 5,000 naira per logo. Maybe then it now rose up to like 10K. Then after a while, 10K didn't really cut me. 20, 30, 50, 100. Then I now decided some. I had a day job, and I started looking at the amount I made off my side gig. Then my design stuff was my side gig. Though my paid job too was to be a graphic designer, but I had people calling me like, do this, do this. So when broke actually became a story of the past, was somebody saw something I did. I've told this story quite often. Is that in as much as then, like I said, I couldn't even afford to buy a laptop of my own. I had to do stuff as low as 5,000. In fact, even some free. They'll con me. I say, don't worry, we'll give you exposure. All those type of cons of those days. I fell into so many cons. I'll be calling the client, they'll not pick my call. They run away with my logo. They run away with my design. I felt quite prey to stuff like that. So then somebody saw my work and asked me, he said, did you do this? I said, yes. She said, are you sure? I said, this is my graphic design work. She said, really? Because I had a boss, which honestly, I'm going to say this to any creative person out there. If you have somebody that can instill in you discipline as a creative person, that person has given you more reward than money. There are a lot of creative people I know, but discipline is actually lacking a lot in this industry.
Yeah, say that again. Yeah. Say that again. Say that again.
If you have a boss that can instill in you discipline, and I'm not saying your own self-discipline, no. If you have somebody that can instill in you discipline as a creative person, that person has given you something that is more than money. In our industry, in the creative industry in Nigeria, in this part of the world, we lack discipline, and that is the undoing of a lot of creatives. The ability to be disciplined. My boss gave me a most valuable gift. He taught me discipline. I worked with him for about a year. I've worked with many bosses, but amongst all of them, he was somebody that instilled in me a great level of discipline, and I'm very grateful to him today.
Ordinarily, and now you finished talking, and it's because I hear a lot of things, but this particular one caught my attention. What do you mean by your boss instilled discipline in you? Can you talk a bit about that?
So, because we are creative people, we sometimes feel that since we are the ones creating, we should have the freedom to create what we want and not be told, in quote, what to. So there's a balance to that. I did a talk on this about a few days ago, talking about the puppet syndrome and the boss syndrome. So the puppet syndrome is a case where a creative just moves to the tune of the person that is paying the money. Don't do it like this, do it like this, don't do it like this, don't do it like this. So that's the puppet syndrome. People at that level rarely get well paid for graphic work because the person who did the puppeteering feels he did the work and you were just a tool. So if you're a designer at that level of work, you'll notice that you can't really earn a lot of money. Then there is also the boss syndrome where you feel that I'm the don, I'm the creative person, and you don't take your client's feedback. very bad too. So there's a balance in between. So I talked about that on that path. So basically, back to the discipline stuff. He kept on he made a demand on my creativity to deliver, which instilled in me the desire to. So no matter how good I did something, you tell me them like.
Sorry, hold on. We're losing your feed. We're losing your feed. Hold on. I think we're losing your feed.
Can you hear me now? Am I good on audio?
Your connection. We're losing your connection. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, and can't see you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now, but I can't see you. But you keep talking. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay. So he made a demand on me to be the better version of myself, and it required some level of discipline. So I would do something, and he would say, Demola, I know this is good, but go back and do it again. What did I do during those periods? I'll go back and research. I'll go back and research, and it gave me some level of discipline about my work. That one, I could be better. Two is that no matter how good something is, if you really focus on it again, it can be better. You know, and also timelines. There's a timeline, there's a deadline. We need to get this thing out in 2 weeks. Demola, go get everything you need done to ensure that this thing is out in 2 weeks. You know, so there's that pressure. Okay, I need to stay up maybe extra hours. I need to wake up earlier than usual so that I can, you know, maybe conceptualize and really think. And, you know, there's a level, there's a strength that brings to a creative person. If you are fickle as a creative person, it will affect you. So that's really the discipline. Somebody taking you beyond your comfort zone, an uncomfortable path, to get more ideas around that good idea so that it can be an exceptional idea. Very, very critical.
Wow. Nice. You said something about investing in your mind. Walk me through your process on how you do that as a creative, as a graphics designer specifically. How do you invest in your mind?
Okay. One of the things I did, and please note, this is honest fact. It's not I did it. I don't do it as much as I used to do it. But this was the real good foundation. Every day for over a year, every day, every blessed day for close to maybe 2 years, I would go to a place called Behance to look at creative ideas. I didn't design them, but I just every time I resumed at work, 8 a.m. in the morning, I'll take about 30 to 45 minutes to just fuel my mind with creative ideas.
Get inspiration.
Yeah. But please know, I wasn't actively designing those things I saw there. I just made it a ritual. So I'll go there, I'll just pour on them, you know, really low. And I kept doing that over and over and over again for over a year. One of the things I found out, though in retrospect, say me thank you to my darling. So, notice I'm sweating. Thanks, sweetie.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. So, where was I? I lost my friend.
She has that touch on you.
Okay. Yeah. So back to Behance. I'll go there. And please note, you can look for any creative area of your choice. Behance was mine. So over a long period of time, what it did was that it built in my mind a visual library, like vocabulary. You know, the more you learn words, the more you can use them in language. So even in graphic design, the more you are exposed to what good design is, your mind naturally starts to repel bad design. So I tell a lot of creatives that you have to get to a point where bad design cannot be associated with you. You know, there is no error that you would do that the design would be ugly. I tell my clients that even if I did your work out of maybe this like displeasure, like you didn't pay me, you didn't do anything, I can't do a bad design because I took time to build a strong visual library in my mind of what good design is. And my mind would naturally repel bad design. As I'm designing, if the design is going towards bad, my mind will naturally just fight. This I can tell you for free. Any designer that does it will get the same result. It's not maybe I'm super creative, maybe I have one special talent. No, it's not really about that. It's really about feeding your mind with what good
With the right
design is.
things.
Over a period of time, you would naturally just like float. Some designs you look at it, it's bad, and you won't send it to your client just because over a long period of time really watered your mind with what good design. One of those places for me was Behance. Like I said, I did it for a year plus. I don't do it as much as I used to do now. I wish I'm more busy with other things. But recently, because of the whole lockdown, I've gone back to that habit. Actually, I've even gone back so well to that habit. I've started doing some really new things that people are like, you're also doing this. I said, see, this whole lockdown has brought out of me.
Nice. You spoke about you said someone walked up to you and said, "This thing you're doing, I want to pay for it." Now, I want
Yes.
to know how that made you feel, all right, when you first heard that thing, and why do you think that person said that to you?
Okay. How I felt. Now, the emotion. Ever before somebody paid me for something, I looked forward to it. That's one. If you are not looking forward to that experience, it may not happen. And if it happens, maybe it would happen seldom. But I had always had that desire because, like I told you, 2011, I saw when people paid big money for small shapes and colors. And I said to myself that this is what I want to do. So I was looking for those opportunities. I was looking for them. So I'll do my really nice work and, show it to my friend. See what I recently did. What do you think about it? Okay, do it like this, don't do it like this. Then the day when somebody said, Demola, I'm working on a web design project, and they said they need a logo. The name of the brand is X, Y, and Z. I said, okay, no, not X, Y, and Z.
Yes, I get that.
It's a popular brand in the women angle in Abuja, not to mention. And I was like, wow, okay. My facial expression was just like, okay. But my mind, I was like, then he now asked me, can I do it? I said, sure. He didn't even pay me up front. I'd already done the logo. I went the next day. I did the logo, did the effigy, everything. Then I came back the next day. I showed it. Said, okay, that I'm having a meeting with them today. The guy was a really business-minded person, far back when we were friends that time. And he said, don't worry, I'm going to be having a meeting with them today. And whatever they say, let me. Then I think that was the next day. So that's the third day. I was sitting down in my office, in my small cubicle. And he just came beside me and it was 500 naira notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and dropped it on my table. I was like, wow, I took the money, I counted it. Said Demola, they loved the logo, it was really nice. That your concept that you did. I was just feeling like one supernatural boss at the time. See that they really like the concept, this, that. Don't worry, Demola, we'll do some more work together. So that was like, wow. Wow. So that's how I felt. I felt really excited at that. And the choice to pay. Now, where it comes to the choice to pay is money is an exchange for value. The thing is that the person had the ability to see the value in what I was doing. Back then, I didn't know enough about the value of what I was doing. So as good as the 5,000 naira was then, as I began to understand more about the value of what I was doing, my prices started going up. So one of the pivotal periods was when I met someone who told me about social behavior communication chain,
Okay.
which is SBCC. So he led me in. He saw what I was doing as a graphic designer in an office, paid on a fixed salary, and he came to the office and it was the stuff was backed up by I think some really big or international organization. So he saw my work and he was like, "That is this what I do?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do I know that there are some organizations that really pay really good money for this thing you do?" I said, "I don't know. If I did know, I wouldn't be sitting, I wouldn't be sitting down in that office."
True.
And he really opened my mind to let me know that that he had a project sometime with some of these really big international organizations, and he had a crisis. So the designer he was working with, like, he eloped, and maybe I think his system got stolen or something really disruptive. And he called them and they told him that they've given him the contract, but one of the ways they could help him was they'll tell him about some guy in Enugu that has worked with their organization and is very good. That if he's in a crisis, you should call the guy to work on it. I think he flew the guy from Enugu to Abuja to work with him, and the guy did the work because did the work, got paid like really good money, and he said that guy from Enugu and what you are doing is very similar. Though, please know, I wasn't the only person in that office. So I had other graphic designers with me. So that's why I would say that it really invests in your mind so that you stand out. Because what he said to me, I was in the same room. That thing he said to me that changed my life, I was in the same room with other graphic designers like me. But he told me about what he told me about it. He didn't tell them. He didn't tell them. He told me. He said that the level of
there was a process of you differentiating yourself from other people.
Very crucial. Very, very
crucial. Now between this phase and the millionaire graphics designer, how would you say God has played a role between these two stages for you?
The truth of the matter is that God was the beginning and God was the end, and He's still the new beginning of something new that is coming that I may not share here. But the truth of the matter is that the role of God in a man's life can never be removed. For every time that I even the decision to go to do that course I did in school, it's something that I took to God in prayer and said, Father, I desire to do this thing, but and that time, sometime at that time was when I gave my life to Christ. So that was really like a tipping point period in my life. So at the time, the first messages I was exposed to was the will of God. You must do the will of God. The will of God. I was so confused about the whole concept of the will of God that I kept asking, what was even the will of God? So I remember listening to Pastor Matthew Ashimolo on Kingsway, on KICC on TV. That the will of God is the will of God. If you know the word of God, you know the will of God. Man, after I heard that message, I just poured into my Bible. I started reading my Bible. Because then I was told that's the will of God. So
you're breaking up. Sorry, hold on. I can't really hear you. Can you recap? Can you just recap those last 10 seconds, I guess? You said if you know the word of God, you will know the will of God.
You know the will of God. Pastor Matthew Ashimolo. So one of the things that would naturally happen when you start doing that is that
Wow. Your connection is going off.
Am I good on audio now?
Wow, I can't really. The audio is it's really shaky. The screen is also shaky, so I can't really.
Okay. Okay.
So sorry,
Just let me
I
know
have to
when I'm
call you
back
back.
on audio.
Okay, I think the audio is getting better
Audio
now.
and audio. Getting better.
Yes,
Okay. How about now?
yes, yes,
Okay. So
yes,
I'll
yes.
recap. So Pastor Matthew Ashimolo, I stumbled into that message far back there when I just gave my life to Christ. So he said the word of God is the will of God. If you know the word of God, you will eventually know the will of God. So I said, okay. Then I barely knew the books in the Bible. So I started taking time to really read and study the Bible. And one of the things you'll notice as a Christian is that as you take time to really study the word of God, you'll be open to hearing God. Now, please, I know that this will cut across different audiences, maybe a Muslim, maybe listening today, someone who doesn't believe, someone that has faith. I'll break it down this way that we as human beings have a creator. We didn't come onto this planet all by ourselves. It is very, very logical to even understand that the enormity of our galaxy had to be architectured. It's not chance that the Earth revolves around the sun. You know, it's not chance that we are in a galaxy that is infinitely larger than anything that our mind can actually see. And there are galaxies of, you know, that kind of construct is not coincidence. There's a superior being that is controlling and has the capacity to manage all those affairs. So there is God.
Yes.
As a Christian, we understand that God is connected to us via a relationship. And based on that relationship, hearing God is not a far-fetched thing. It's just like how I speak to my spouse. You know, God is connected to us as his creation. So you start hearing God. Basically, it could just be an intuition. You know, it could just be like more like what we call a still small voice. It doesn't have to be like thunder, fire, you know, like the room show. You know, it could just be like, it could even come in preference. You know, photography that you prefer even maybe a particular type of food. You know, it could just be that day you just feel like eating that food. So it could come through as naturally as intuition, a mindset, you know, or a brain wave. You know, sometimes, you know, so God's role throughout my life has been very pivotal to the success I have today. You know, in the place of even prayer, say, Father, this is what I want to do. Make it successful. Touch the hearts of people that are involved to see the value in what I'm doing. You know, let them also be willing to give a good reward for this value that I'm bringing. You know, so God plays. If I 99.9% of everything is God. The 0.1 is just maybe me following God. It's really the engine. It's really the engine. And I would encourage anyone, if you are seeing yourself using too much energy to get things done, you know, really just go back and say, Father, I need your help. And with the help of God, trust me.
I like that you encourage a person to simply go back and say, Father, I need your help. Now I'm certain he will help you, but I wish people would understand that Father, I need your help is based on an existing relationship with the Father, not just I'm choosing, you know, there has to be a relationship that you can quickly run and say, oh, Daddy, I need your help. And then you get back to what you were doing. And then he comes in like this, you know, and really does what he wants to do. So I really wish people would understand that, Father, I need your help comes from a place of a relationship. So now, from this place of not having direction to God enveloping you and, you know, building you up in this way, now the millionaire graphics designer is having a conversation with us today. Now, talk to me about what it feels like. And I know you're leading a team right now. You're leading a team
Yes.
right now. Talk to me about what's been happening in that space. Leadership, the struggles here and there, and the successes.
Okay, so truth of the matter is that if you're an entrepreneur in these times, it requires a lot of leadership, capacity to lead. The greatest of leaders actually emerge in times of crisis. If you are listening
Yeah.
to history, if you watch history, you want to know the leaders that are really celebrated, like the Winston Churchills. It's really in the time of crisis. So I believe that crisis is actually a true test of your capacity to lead others. If in the time of crisis your leadership shook, it just, the Bible says that if you fail in the days of adversity, say your strength is small. These were in those adversity kind of times now, and the world actually needs leadership more than anything. Organizations need leadership, not bureaucracy. Bureaucracy would be that, okay, there's a pandemic, let's fire everybody. That's the natural response. There's no more money. But man, you actually have been making money, like, let's say, like last 100 years. Why is it that when 1 month of shaking came in the world, you sacked everybody? This may be an extreme view. It may not be a business-minded view. It may not be a Harvard Business Review strategy.
Yeah,
but
it's a hard thing.
It's a hard thing. I got asked that, okay, Demola, how about your staff? What are you going to do with them? I said that when the good, was I happy with them? I said yes. So now that the bad is bad, I'm here with them. But nobody's getting sacked. We as an organization, we need to understand the time and start navigating. That's the key thing I'll say to that response is leadership. And leadership really hinges on your ability to influence people. You can influence people in the wrong way, like Adolf Hitler. He got people convinced to do a wrong thing.
True.
But now the kind of leadership I'm even talking about is the capacity to really lead people towards the right things. To build a better society, to have a better family, to use their income well. So one of the things I've been able to do is, first of all, everything that COVID-19 hit, and it hit hard, is an indication that that thing wasn't future-proof. Mark my words, take it anywhere. Anything that COVID-19 hit so hard and disrupted it completely, it was an indication. Please note, I use the word indication to let you know that there will be a future post-COVID-19, and that future just